Nice. Let's go ahead. Vehicle key not found. Beautiful problem to have. Very nice. Very nice. Classic McLaren. Amazing. She turns on. Love to see it. Put the seatbelt on. Let's plug this to the head cam. And we should be able to chill. Today we will be going to get tacos as our designated meal. We'll go ahead and not be playing music today. Shout out to the YouTube channel. Thank you guys for 8,000 subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It has been my childhood dream to become a YouTuber, and I'm slowly making it a reality. So thank you guys very much for the support. Let's get to 10,000. So like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. If you're interested in getting started with wholesale real estate, which is the business model that I use to get this McLaren 720S at the age of 20 years old, click the link right there. It's a free training, shows you what I do every single day in my business. You wanna do it? Cool, let's run it, let's make some money, all right? Now, we will be headed to, we'll cut this part out. You can see all the losers getting ready to hit the club. Well, I will be hitting some tacos to go ahead and come back right to bed. Can't believe these people. Get a job. Get a job. Stop enjoying life. Let's hear the car for a little bit. I don't get it, honestly. When I was in my partying phase, when I was in my phase of, what would you call it? Just enjoying life, right? As a teenager, beautiful downshifts. As a teenager, right? You're told by all the broke people, enjoy your life, man. You're young. You got many years to live. You have time to do whatever you want. You know, you shouldn't be in a rush. Everything's gonna fall into place. Let's put it in comfort for a little bit. Everything's gonna fall into place. Don't worry about it, you'll be fine. And that's the phase those people are in, you know? But my thing with that is it never felt right. You know, it never felt like I should be here. I'm supposed to be here. I'm allowed to be here. It always felt like, what am I doing here? I'm enjoying the moment. I'm on these substances. It feels okay, you know? But it never felt right. Because I knew I was celebrating absolutely nothing. I was celebrating nothing. I was celebrating me being a mediocre person, me being out of shape, me not having money, me not having financial success, my parents still working every single day, you know? My parents still have to clock in. My parents are not proud of me. I'm not doing what my parents are telling me to do, which at that point was going to college, right? I knew I didn't want to go to college, but it's one thing telling your parents no and having a plan, right? That maybe you don't have the proof of the plan working just yet, but you have a plan and you're consistently working at it and you're showing your parents, hey, this is what I'm gonna work on until it works. And another thing is just telling your parents, no, I'm not gonna do what you're telling me to do, that everybody that you're seeing around our family is seeing some sort of success because our parents see success as going to college, getting a job for 40 years, and flexing that job title to family members at family events. But one thing is doing all of that thing, doing all of these things, going to the clubs, having all this fun, and your parents still have to fucking clock in. And for a lot of those people that were standing out there, that is their reality. Every single weekend, every single Friday, every single Saturday, it's club time. And their friends are egging them on. You know, that's just the friend group that they have. I'm not judging them, but if you're watching this video, you're not in that position. You're not that type of person that you're either past that phase or you knew that phase was never going to help you in the first place. So it's, you know, and I made a TikTok post also. I made a TikTok post. There's two types of 20-year-olds. There's a 20-year-old that's out partying just like those people, and then there's a 20-year-old, which is the second picture, which was me with the McLaren, that works on his business on a consistent basis and is worried about what he's supposed to be worried about, you know? It might not be the societal norm, it might not be following the guidelines, it might not be thinking in the box like everybody else is, but I'm being successful, right? Everybody wants to be rich and I'm doing that. But you have to avoid that first picture. The clubs, the going out, the smoking, the drinking, the friends that are up to no good, that have no plan, the friends that have no direction in life. They want to make money, but they're not doing anything about it, right? So that's just my opinion on that, you know? But let's not get too down. Let's put this thing back in not track, I'm not that crazy. Let's put it in sport mode. Let's downshift. Rep it. You hear those pops? After a long days of work, of making sure my business is good, checking in with the guys, it feels good to drive this car. I missed it, and that's fine. I missed it, and that's completely fine. We'll just go on the next exit. But yeah, it feels good to have a car like this, man, but this doesn't bring me the happiness that a lot of people think it does. You know, I'm not living on a day-to-day basis on, I own a McLaren. You know, I'm 20 years old. Like, that happened already. Like, that's in the past, you know? That happiness and that moment was captured in time 2 months ago. That's not this version of myself now. I know I have a McLaren. I know I'm this person now, you know? I'm the person that drives a supercar at a young age. Cool, let's move past this and get to the next level, you know? So I say that to say this: materialistic things will never fulfill your happiness, will never make you feel accomplished for a long period of time. What will make you very, very happy and motivated to work harder is that first car, though. That first car, my first time, when I first had my first M5. That was a fucking plot twist in my life. It was like, damn, like, wow, I'm that guy now, you know? And even though, like, a lot of people think once you get a car, it's like, oh, everybody's gonna look at you, you're gonna be talking to differently, everybody's gonna come up to you and like whatever, your life isn't gonna change much, bro. Like, nobody cares about your car. Nobody really cares how much money you make. People only care about what you can provide for them, right? And when people see a car like this, they know I'm probably a dickhead. They know I don't give a shit about them, you know? So they're not gonna sit here and, you know, yap about the car or really care what I do. But yeah, man, cars like this will never make you happy. This made me happy for about a week. And I'm completely fine with that. I knew what I was getting into when I got the car, and that's just what it is, man. But today was a good day. That's why I'm going to get tacos, kind of rewarding myself with a late night drive and some nice food. I love Mexican food, bro. That's my favorite food. I know a lot of you guys think I'm Mexican, but I'm not. My parents are from South America. They came to this country, what, 21, maybe 22 years ago. Both my parents met at a restaurant. And yeah, I'm not Mexican, I'm South American. But I love Mexican food, especially because my dad, he does like construction work. So I've always been out with him like every summer since, like, I don't know, I was probably like 8 years old. Every single summer I would be out there with him, in attics, you know, out in the sun. And that's another thing, honestly, that helped me build my character. It was hard work. Because it was like, damn, I'm seeing my dad work this hard to live not necessarily a mediocre life, because from an immigrant standpoint, he lives a fucking great life, you know? Has his house, has his family, has a job, has consistent income, you know? So he has the American dream, and that's one thing that motivated me. But another thing is just his consistency. You know, I would ask him questions sometimes when I was first starting out. I was like, how do you wake up every single day, even though you went to bed late, right? How do you wake up every single, maybe we had a party that weekend. How do you wake up every single day, like, no questions asked? Like, you show up to work and you come home late and you put in these hours, and I know you're tired. And he literally just said, it's what I have to do. It's my minimum, right? And I say that because my minimum now is very high compared to most other people, right? Most other people will think of success of, all right, once I get this car, I'm good. Once I get this car, I'm good. I'll work less, whatever. My minimum is output, right? I need to wake up at a certain time. I need to put in this amount of output, not necessarily in quantity, but in quality, right? Because at this point in my life, at this point in my business, I don't necessarily need more quantity. I need more quality, and I need to show up, right? As long as I show up to my business, I'll be fine. So that's one thing that I learned from my dad that I think has helped me so much in this journey that I've had for the past 6 years, because I've been doing real estate for 6 years. It's just the consistency. And also the fact that you can't get comfortable, bro. This shit can be taken away like this. And that's another reason why I'm so grateful. You know, I know I posted on my story not too long ago that I haven't been the most religious person ever. I'm not one of those people that will push religion on somebody else. And I don't like religion being pushed on me, honestly. Just because I like kind of having my own journey with things. I like finding things out for my own. I like going out of my way to find something, not somebody kind of pushing something on me. And that's kind of what I think, in a way, pushed me away from religion. It's just people, me looking at it from a standpoint of, this logically doesn't make sense. You know, I would read the books, I would read the stories, and I'd be like, yeah, I mean, this could have happened. But it's like, I ask these people, it's like, why are you here? You know, why are you believing in this? Oh, because my parents, they told me that I needed to. And it's like, it being so dependent on where you're geographically located at also pushed me away, because it was like, somebody that's born in Abu Dhabi, they're 99% gonna be Muslim, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, I'm just pointing that out, that if we're being realistic, geography has a huge standpoint on what religion you go with, if you go with the religion at all. So for me, it was like, damn, like, the only reason I'm being pushed on being Catholic or being Christian is because of my location. And I was like, do I really want to fall into something like that? But, you know, as time goes on, and as I live more, as I meet more people, as I listen to people's story, it's like, bro, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed and highly favored, and so is so many people, you know? It's not just me, it's everybody watching this video is blessed to a point where I know you're not grateful enough for how blessed you are. Like, we're able to wake up, speak, talk, grab things, walk. Like, we're grateful to a level where a lot of us aren't grateful enough, and I know that for sure. That's why, you know, I pray before every one of my meals. I pray before I get in my car, which I didn't show in the video. I pray for my parents every single day. I pray for the opportunities that I have, the opportunities that I don't have, all the learning experience I'm going to have in the future, and all the things that are to come. Because as a man, you need to go through tough experiences to become the man you need to be, right? To become the provider and the family man that you need to be if one day you want to have a family. But that's kind of my point of view on religion. I think you should believe in what you think is right and whatever you feel tied to, man. Let's go ahead and get these tacos. I appreciate you guys listening to me talk. Let's see what they got. I don't know why this fucking door is shaking like a lovely lady on a sidewalk on a cold night. Yeah, I'm trying to be less vulgar in my videos. But yeah, let's turn this baby off. Let's go ahead and Open the door. Open the door. Open the door. We're coming in. Right. Okay. Great parking as usual. Yeah. Great parking as usual. The best parking. Look at that. What a beautiful machine. Let's lock it. Sometimes my thing doesn't want to work. Exhibit A. It doesn't want to lock. There you go. Now it locked. Let's come in here, get some tacos, and leave. But we're back. We just got our food. I'm not gonna lie. Hella people. There was maybe 3 people in there when I first came in. And then as I was eating my 3 tacos and my corn in a cup and my Mexican Coke, maybe 30 people came in there, and a couple of them look like some sketchy characters. And I have a $250,000 car, you know? It's not an ego thing, it's just that I'm not retarded. I'm not stupid. And I've been in enough dumb situations to know that being there at this time on a Saturday at a place that's not the most expensive isn't the right place to be at. So we will be heading home, and that's not to be scary, that's just me being smart, because I do have everything I need to defend myself. I just would rather not have to. And the characters that I saw walk in didn't look the most trustworthy, I'll tell you what. And as I've learned over time, being the tough guy is not the right move to do when you're trying to make a substantial amount of money. So I'm not planning on playing the tough guy, I'm planning on being the guy that lives. So let's go ahead and get out of here. If I can find the exit. But yeah, as I was telling you guys, today was a good day. Mostly just management shit I was working on. Come on, radar. I don't need to know that there's cops. A lot of cars coming. This dude got his fucking high beams on. But yeah, I've been in enough dumb situations to know that cop right there. As I was saying, I've been in enough stupid situations to know that that wasn't the right place or the right time. So I will be heading back home, and I will be enjoying the rest of my night, going to bed somewhat early. It's still almost midnight, but nothing good really happens after midnight. And we will go ahead and take it slow because there's a cop right there. Thank you, radar, for letting me know. Sorry for making you quiet. But yeah, like I was telling you guys, none of this stuff happens by accident. People don't just get unlucky, you know? Not obviously every situation, but the majority of situations that happen to you in life can be avoided or can be attracted, you know? Me staying at that spot for another hour could bring the wrong crowd into that spot. Bringing the wrong crowd, I have a $250,000 car, I'm alone, it's midnight, they don't know if I have a weapon or not. I don't know if they do. Not smart. Me going to bed early, waking up early, not many bad things happen at 5 a.m. where I live. You know, I live in a nice neighborhood. That's the reason I moved my parents out. Hold on. Is that a GT? That's kind of tough. Throw all that shit out the window. Let's race. Nah, I'm just playing. I do want to see it closer though. Oh, he going. That's smooth. That's a smooth car. That's a smooth car. But yeah, like I was saying, man, you gotta play it smart, especially once once you get to a certain level. Like, it's just about staying alive, being smart, not necessarily being the cool guy, but just being the precautious guy. Me and my thinking back then, if one of my buddies said that, I'd be like, what are you scared? We stay in here till something happened. That just used to be the type of person that I was. Which now, oh, I know you heard that pop. Which now, I don't need to be cool like that. I'm okay being the safe guy. Do I have to go on this side? I do. But yeah, this car's been fun. It's a nice car. This journey's been good. I've been enjoying it so far. I don't have any regrets. I like it, man. Making my parents proud. Making myself proud every day. Not breaking any rules I tell myself, which is just the main thing that brings me most of my fulfillment. Getting work done and getting my to-do list done. Telling myself I'm gonna do something and I do it. That's what brings me majority of my confidence and my, you know, my happiness. A lot of you guys are sad, you know, and I'm telling you this from experience. I'm not saying, oh, you. No, this used to be me. I used to be not necessarily depressed, but damn, that's tight. That's tight. That's a tight fit right there. But I used to be, it's real. But I used to have trouble, how should I say this? I used to have trouble following my own rules because I felt that no matter how much work I did, I would get the same result over and over again. So what was the point of trying, you know? Sometimes a certain time in the morning would hit and I'd be like, why am I even trying to wake up this early? My day is gonna be the same, my life is gonna be the same, nothing's gonna change. And that was a result of poor goal planning, of a poor mindset, of believing that no matter how much work I did, I was gonna live the same life. But once I started goal planning, once I started reverse engineering what I really wanted my life to look like, then waking up early those days and doing the work that nobody wants to do became easy. Because I knew when it got hard for me, that's when 99% of people quit. You know, so then those early mornings would come and I would know, hey, if I wake up today, I'm one step closer to achieving my goal, right? One step closer to getting closer to that, what do you call it? A vision board, right? One step closer to checking something off my vision board. And I knew that if every single day I stacked these wins over and over and over and over again, a night like this was gonna happen no matter what, right? So when people tell me, hey, how do you have so much discipline? And I'm not perfect by any means, right? There's some days where I just don't wake up on time, you know, and it happens. Maybe I went to bed late, maybe I didn't set my alarm, whatever. Shit happens, right? But for the most part, I'm a pretty consistent person. And when people ask me, how do you get consistent? How do you get the discipline? How do you do this? How do you do that? And the first thing I like to tell them is simply, you have it too nice. You know, just simply, you have it too nice to a point where you're not willing to make the sacrifice you have to do to get to where you want to get, right? Because that was the reality for me at one point. I was living where I didn't have to make a lot of money. I didn't have to drive a nice car. I didn't have to be in the best shape. I didn't have to do anything to live a normal life, right? The in-the-box life, the life that mediocre people will live and be okay with. But there came a point where I was like, man, fuck this shit. I don't want to live this way anymore. I don't want to wake up every single day at midday. Let's rip. She's quick, man. She's quick. But yeah, I don't want to wake up every single day at noon and fucking be mad at myself for not doing what I was supposed to do. I don't want to wake up and get into a car that I don't want to drive. I don't want to wake up and do what I don't want to do and still live the same mediocre life that I'm currently living. You know what I mean? So it's just about saying, fuck this. I'm gonna make it happen no matter what, and actually doing it. Which doing it is the hardest part. Not doing it for the first day, not doing it for the second day, but doing it for 10 days straight, 15 days straight, 20 days straight. If you do something for 20 days straight, especially something that you don't want to do or something that you're not used to doing, such as waking up, going to the gym, setting your goals, finishing your to-do list, like, the result is gonna get there, you know? That guy that we just drove past, he makes no money, 0 money. But he acts like he does, you know? But that's besides the point. Shout out to that guy. He dresses really nice, I'll tell you that. Very good wardrobe, but doesn't do anything, just talks about doing things. And you do not want to be seen as that guy, because then nobody will respect you. Come on, man, these people taking all my parking spots. And I bet Noah's parked in here, double parked. I haven't seen Noah's car though. Why are you parked like that, bro? Why are you out of everyone? Your car is worth as much as that Toyota Corolla. Why are you parked like that? You don't have butterfly doors. You're not a wide car. Why are you parked? You're not cool, bro. I'm not gonna lie, when I had my M5, I parked just like that, so I can't really hate. I can't even hate, bro. You're a cool guy. You're so cool, bro. Bro, why? That's such dickhead parking. I always park perfectly in the lines, as respectful as I can be. Oh, I don't think you guys must have seen that. This is insane. So, a couple days ago, this guy right here, I don't know what's up with these people with these M cars. I got rid of my M car before I crashed it. 2023 M3 X-Drive competition. Bro's driving up that, I don't know if you guys can see it, but up the ramp 30 miles per hour while there's ice on the floor, and in my opinion, I think he was trying to drift it around this corner. That's just my opinion. He says he wasn't. And maxed the fucking wall. Look at that. So tragic. The guy actually walked by me the other day and half his face was red. Tragic. Look at that. That's so tragic, bro. The other day, Troy was gonna park right next to him, but I was like, bro, do not be a dickhead. And park time. Shout out to my M2 friend. He parked like a dickhead too. And that was it for the midnight taco run. Thank you guys for watching. Why are you ringing, bro? I'm in park. What are you doing? But yeah, as I was telling, bro, what is up with this door? Look at this shaky. Do you guys see this? Bro, whatever, it happens. That's what I got myself into. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want to know more about what I do for a living, to be able to go and get tacos at midnight in a McLaren 720S, the link is in my bio. The link will be below this video. You can follow me on Instagram at Modest Mendez. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for 8,000 subscribers, making my YouTube dreams a reality. And me and the shaking door, thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.